This week on Not Another Crypto Show, we are giving away 100 DETF tokens each to 3 lucky winners. To participate, head over to Twitter and follow DETF_official and Nax tweets. Give the competition announcement a retweet, a like, and comment your key takeaways from this episode to increase your chances of winning. Winners will be announced on January 15th, 2023.
Bitcoin, crypto,
Ethereum, crypto assets,
NFT.
Welcome to Not Another Crypto Show.
Hi, welcome to Not Another Crypto Show. As you heard from the start of the show, this is a big episode. It's a big episode because it's around the things you asked for. It's about what's important right now. It's about you. It's about what's happening, why it's exciting, and why this is the best possible time to build. With me, I have 3 incredible guests. I have Joel, I have Rasmus, and I have Prime Directive. I think the best way to go is to have each one of them introduce themselves in that order. So Joel, Prime Directive, and Rasmus, and then we'll begin from there.
Hello, Jason. Nice to meet you. So my name is Joel. My background is engineering. I also got my blockchain degree from Oxford. I'm in crypto since nearly 6 years and full-time as well. And we are building together DETF.
I love that. Thank you very much, Joel. Prime Directive.
Thank you. Hi, I'm Prime. I've also been in the space for 6 years. Currently working with DETF as a community and project development advisor, and happy to be here.
Fantastic. Love to have you. Rasmus.
Hey, Jason. So I have a background in day trading. I've been day trading for 7 years, more or less. Been in the crypto space for more or less the same. Specifically, I've been day trading crypto and commodities, indices.
I love that. So we've got 3 people that have been in the space a while, have seen it from different angles. What was your passion towards this particular market, towards the DETF, towards the exchange trade opportunities that made you excited to take on this gigantic challenge?
Yeah, I think we saw a big opportunity in the market that we wanted to harvest, basically. Personally, I thought that this product was missing. I can see a lot of benefits of issuing a blockchain-based ETF compared to just a traditional-based ETF, as especially with crypto, and in general, all different products. But specifically, crypto has 24/7 tradability, and you don't have a spot or even a futures product, ETF product that simulates this tradability. All of them are traditional business hours. Even the traditional ETFs you have that are representing like Nasdaq or DAX or whatever, they're only trading. They're not trading 24/7. So you want to have something that are actually completely realistically representing the assets you're offering, which you can do with blockchain technology, as there's no opening or closing of the markets. Everything is coded in a smart contract.
So one of the things our community has asked is that at any given time, I explain it down to a vox pop. And let me know if I've got it right. If I get it wrong, please let me know. But the first point that you're making, which I think is really important, is the flexibility of what you do. The ability to buy and sell at any given time, and markets are open 24/7, 365. Would that be right?
Yeah.
Excellent.
So I think if you notice this, as I mentioned, I've been day trading for quite some years. You always have congestions around opening and closing hours. Like a lot of companies, they're waiting to publish their news after the market has closed, and obviously it gives you zero time to react. And if you only have a market that's open from 9 o'clock in the morning till 5 o'clock at night or in the afternoon, then most of the day's hours are actually closed markets, and this is where the most of the news will come. So it's giving you a possibility to react whenever you want, and I think that's a flexibility we're looking for. That's why we have Netflix. That's why we have nobody sitting and watching TV commercials anymore, because you can skip that part. It's in your time, everything, and this is what we're basically offering just as a financial product.
I love that. It's one of the reasons, we're in podcasting is because of the perennial nature of on-demand content versus live real-time content, which is what a radio would normally bring you. And I think that is so important. I use a day trading platform called, I'm terrible, Free Trade. And it's only open for certain periods of time. And it drives me absolutely nuts because, like you said, news will come out that reflects my trade. And now I can't do anything. I've got to wait till it opens up again. So I put things on my wait list and mistakes are made almost every time. It's also, what I will say about free trade, just free mention to free trade, is that it's incredibly convenient. How important is convenience to your product?
It's very important, in my opinion. I think this is what crypto has been lacking the most. It's a good user interface, especially the DeFi space. The DeFi space is absolutely amazing, but the user interface looks like something 20 years ago. And this is something we have tried to improve a lot in our platform, and this is something we're completely aware of. You have to make it easy for the users to get into this space, otherwise it will never change. We need to make fiat on-ramp easy. We need to make everything very intuitive and very user-friendly. So it is one of the biggest priorities, I think.
Joel, you are the man in the product. You are in the pieces, doing the platform, doing the work behind the scenes predominantly. How important is, and I'm asking this because of the FTX scandal we've just had, but how important is transparency?
I would say extremely important. That's also why we are moving towards decentralization. Right now, we are still a centralized platform. But, to get to be decentralized, you kind of need to have some steps. One of them is also like the teaching of what your product is. So one of the things we will launch pretty soon will be the DETF University, where people will get to know what DETF is, what are ETFs, what are cryptocurrencies, and very important, what is self-custody. So I would like to tell you one thing, and that's something really special for you and your community, and also our community. We've been hinting some things to them, but basically we are having a 180 degrees change for DETF. We started with the idea to give people easy access to cryptocurrency. By buying one token, they get exposure to many cryptocurrencies. We kind of faced also some problems with that, to be honest. Like one of the problems were like bigger investors. They didn't want a community to basically decide which tokens will be part of the portfolio, because we made it so decentralized that basically a DAO would suggest which tokens to add. So with the same people that kind of criticized the protocol, we asked them, like, what do you think is needed in this space? And we took those information, and now we are basically building, I would say, like the master version of DETF, which is basically we are decentralizing the ETF issuance, meaning traditional ETFs, if they come into the market, they need to pay a lot of money. And this money, we will basically have it as protocol revenue. So we are bringing utility into the crypto space with our DETF token and also a revenue model. And the end goal is the ETFs we have on our product list will basically be withdrawn to your MetaMask wallet. So you basically really own the ETF, not only like as a normal crypto coin or crypto token, but more like a real asset. Yeah. And, like we have the luck that we basically can easily buy other financial products. But there are many countries out there, they have access to crypto because it's so easy for them to buy crypto through the mobile phone, but they still would like to own other assets. And that's where we believe crypto is making like a real big move towards the financial markets, like bringing real, I would say, globalism, where people can basically invest in a decentralized ETF from a country that usually didn't have those options before. And that's also where we said, like, how can we basically give the crypto industry, some real utility, besides like just speculation. Sure, if you start something, you never know where it's going to go. Like at the beginning of the start, we didn't know that we will end here where we are. So if you think that way, there's already some kind of speculation. But without this kind of thoughts or this kind of development, we wouldn't be here. So yeah, I'm pretty proud what we've achieved so far, and also the changes we've gone through.
Can I just say something quickly? Sorry,
Yeah, please.
Jason. Just from a technical point of view, we are actually able to be completely decentralized. Like our smart contract and our DAO combined together, and all these things we've been doing, it was 100% decentralized in the beginning, which is very rare. But we had to take a step back and basically say, okay, it is impossible as things are right now to make something that is 100% decentralized in terms of fiat on-ramp. It's difficult to find a company, for example, who wants to offer fiat on-ramp without you as a company getting KYC'd. So as much as I love the whole decentralized world, realistically right now you are taking on like extreme obstacles if you want to make something 100% decentralized right now. So I think us taking one step back and making ourselves a bit more centralized right now as things are, I think that was a very wise decision this year. I just think it's important to mention, because most time people, they do it opposite, and they start out as centralized and then they try to become decentralized, but we already have the means to be completely decentralized.
No, I'm glad you said that, because I was going to say that, and you said it so much better than I did. Because I was going to say it's so much better to see you try something and realize by talking to your community, and we know how important your community is. One of the reasons we are lucky enough to have Prime Directive on this call, on this podcast, is because he is sort of the representation of your community. But before I sort of ask Prime Directive a question, I have one more question for you, Joel. You mentioned that it gives access to assets. Could you give us an example of one of those assets that I know you're bringing out, which is really exciting?
Sure. So one of those assets will be, for example, the decentralized ETF gold. One of them will be the DEX, the Tech 35. So we will have basically different ETFs on our platform, which you can only access with the DETF token. So you first have to buy the DETF token to be able to buy the different ETFs. So we are giving the DETF token there a utility as a payment, as a form of payment. What else? Right now, the only way for you to buy the DETF token is through our platform. I think we hopefully will launch the DETF token crypto and all the other decentralized ETFs next year into the possibility to also withdraw your assets to your own MetaMask wallet.
And can I ask, and this is my own ignorance, so please forgive me, why gold? I mean, I know right now gold is very popular. Gold holds its value for the longest period of time, which makes it a good asset to hold. Is that the reason why gold was chosen as opposed to iron or copper, which has got a big jump right now?
I mean, gold has always been great in hard times or recessions, or it's a product with a huge volume as well. It's a very well known product, and it's a product that maybe some countries do not have the potential to get exposure to right now. So and the same applies with the German DAX index. We wanted to offer some products that people are familiar with. And again, if we were a traditional ETF issuer and we were offering these products, people would say that's extremely boring, because this product is always already in the market. But we are blockchain-based ETF issuers, and this product is not in the market. So we're taking something from the traditional space and putting it into the crypto space, and this is something that is needed, because crypto people, they also invest in traditional indices, and I think it's important to offer both worlds different things.
Absolutely. One of my favorite rules is the golden rule. He who has the gold makes the rules. Going from that to community, Prime Directive, as the ambassador for the community in which you serve, what do you think is the greatest need that DETF is serving to its community? Is it things like easy access? Is it the 24/7 365? Is it this new ability to have multiple assets that are normally not available in certain geographies? What is the paramount? Obviously, all these things are important. It's why your company has so much legs moving forward, and why so many people are excited. But what do you think are people the most excited about at this given juncture?
Honestly, Jason, I don't think, I mean, we're doing this now. I think that as a result of this podcast, a lot more people, including the community, are going to finally start getting an idea of what's happening and what's possible. So, until now, it's really been a challenge to hold it all together, because honestly, I have never worked with a project that is. These guys are pioneers. They, because of their skills and their experience and who they are, they're in a position to bring something to the market that's never been done before at all, not even close, right? So, they're taking you said it. They're taking centralized things and real world stuff and doing it in a decentralized way to give the masses access to things that were untouchable to them, right? So, my job until now has been to, hold it together a bit and, just keep people, the community, and we have multiple communities too. So it's also my job to bring them together. If you think about crypto and the decentralized stuff, like, standard operating procedure for me is, I'll be working with a project, or I'll be helping a project that I'm not even working for, that, they come from a place of, it's like code and art and community. And it's not, after getting the lay of the grounds, it's not rocket science to put those together and generate some engagement and have some success. This thing is so outside of the box that I personally have incurred a lot of growth in the process of working with these guys. I'm super excited, and I think to answer your question, we can just wrap up everything that a lot of the great points that were made on this. So the crypto communities, and even the people that don't have exposure to it yet, I think that's what I'm most excited about, is that this is for everyone. It's just not for the hardcore crypto guys that have to dig deep and find these projects before they build value, and then the token has value, and if you're smart, you sell some of it when it's at the top. This is way different, because this is something I look at as a legacy investment. Like, I get to plug into this, and this is something that, is going to, affect my kids and, my family and generations, because now I don't need to, master the traditional finance world. Someone like me, who's been like all in on crypto for years, can now plug into this and have access to all that. Hopefully that answers your question. Yeah, that was the original inspiration for this project. Thank God they realized that they were not just selling the shovel, the gold rush thing, like who made all the money in the gold rush? Is the guy selling the shovels. DETF is the manufacturer that's building the shovels to be able to issue these. And the original idea of this, one of the things that first excited me immensely about it, was the Aunt Millie thing. Like, I could literally if Aunt Millie had an email, she could get exposure to email, and a credit card, she could get exposure to crypto. I don't need to take her with me to the free local crypto meetup that I'm running and get her like plugged in and teach her this and MetaMask and how to do all that stuff. All she needs to do, if she wanted to not have to worry about picking coins and tokens, the original plan for DETF was, okay, we're going to take all these great projects that have been vetted and voted on by the community, and here's the basket. You get exposure to these 10 tokens, and all you have to do is just sign up with your email here. You can use their system to use your credit card, and now you hold DTF tokens, and you're pulling yield off of those, that basket, and you can go in and out easily without any need, just as you would do with any other account or app on your phone that everyone's used to. And that's what at first won my heart. And then to find out now what they're onto, the 180 turn that was mentioned earlier, so now I'm even more excited.
Thanks a lot, Prime, for that. And I think it's very important for me to underline that the existing fund that we created, that's what we call the DAO-driven fund, they will still stay on the website. It will still function. And this is it will just be one of other products you can basically get exposure to. So we just added the picks and shovel part to the whole setup. We realized that it was not just enough for us to build one decentralized ETF, but it was a very good user case for us to have, and we got experience with real funds and with real issues. We found out a lot of things in this year when we've been basically battle testing with real funds. And it gave us ground to create this ETF framework infrastructure instead of. So I see it more as a bonus than anything else that we kind of created this new aspect of the ETF.
I would say development is not only about coding, it's also about business, it's about regulations, it's also about, when the market changes, you have to develop, you have to be very flexible. You can have a plan, you can have a roadmap, but if things change, you need to adapt to it. And I think that's also what we encountered, where we said, okay, this is kind of to bring it into the next level. And the few advisors we talked with at the beginning, where we said, okay, let's first discuss with our inner circle, what do they think about the idea? Like, they were all pretty impressed, because it's something, when you do something for the first time, you will never know if you will be successful, but you have to try. You have to, you have to go through the different routes, and at one point you kind of achieve it, and then you have something again, you have always to optimize. You don't stay where you are. And I believe that's also one of the key things we at DETF are doing. That doesn't matter what happens, like we just continue, like the beer market. The thing with the beer market, it's not only that the price of the market goes down, it's also like the ability to work with other companies, partnerships, it all slows down, community building. So basically, we also encountered problems in that time, but I would say we successfully mastered them, and we are here to stay. And our goal is to be a top 100 project, and we will hopefully achieve this as well.
I love that. For those that are listening that aren't in the world of finance, one of the most famous or infamous investment tips is when stock markets sink, beer sales rise. So I'm glad you mentioned that, because in times like this, beer sales are going through the roof. You mentioned shovels and spades. And when people think of shovels and spades, they think of gems. And when I think of gems, I, of course, have to think about the famous institute with, $350 billion or $3.4 billion behind its name, which is an alternative investment group. And it's a group that I believe gave you a 50 million financial commitment. What was that like to get that sort of big institution to go, yeah, we believe in this. This is exciting. Did it change the landscape? Did it give you more exposure to a bigger space?
Of course, it's always great when you have a deal like this coming through. It is a financial commitment, so it's not like they wrote us a check for 50 million and we can go spend it how we want. But sure, of course, it gives us approval that we are doing something right. And I think what was more important for us was actually during launch patch, because this is how we generated our core community, as we call it now. We got more than 1,500 people in total through 2 different launch pads, and all these people are still these are the people that Prime is talking with on a daily basis, and these are the people that are still here and are supporting our project. And we had to postpone our launch a couple of times, and it's not that I have a crystal ball here at home and I've been looking and I could see that Luna would implode and FTX would go under and all these things would happen. But listen, this market, it was pretty clear at first we had to postpone for other reasons, for simply not for technical reasons. We just wanted to be a little bit in a better, I would say, in a better technical place. But then when we were in a better technical place, then the market, you know, we had the invasion of Ukraine from Russia, and then the Luna crash came, and the one thing followed the other one, and it's been so hard for us to postpone our launch. But we always, when we sit and talk about different things, we always end up saying to each other, it was the best decision, the best business decision to postpone this launch. And we still believe that. And I think that, remember this, there are some people who invested in this project 1 year ago, some seed investors, and they sold on the absolute top they sold other cryptos almost at the top, and they invested in our project at a very good price. So I almost feel like we did them a favor. I know it sounds crazy, but looking back, and I maybe we can make some of them believe that this is true, and I hope that we did them. We will, like, at the end of the day, I think we will do them a big favor. How everything turns out.
Well, I think that's a lovely way to end this. I'd like each one of you to look at your crystal balls and give me a future prediction, not just perhaps of the market, but of the company itself that you are building.
Very difficult to say always, and I think we take a great honor in being very pragmatic. So I think this is why we are going to be successful. This is because of course, we have a long-term vision of the whole project, but every day we wake up, we know exactly what we need to do for that specific day to move the ball a little bit further in the direction we want to. So we are trying to handle small everyday problems or weekly problems or monthly problems to get us further on this journey. But of course, we would like to have a wide range of different ETF products and have a very successful fiat on-ramp, and then have more regulatory clarity at some point next year. And of course, we would also like to launch on a centralized exchange next year. It's not a matter of if we can do it, it's a matter of when would be the best time to do it. Because again, we want our investors to be successful. If they are not successful, we are not successful. So we need a positive market to launch into, because who will buy tokens? It's new liquidity, it's new money, and there's not a lot of new money in the system right now. So we need, all of us in the crypto space, we need to make it easier for people to get into crypto, because we need that fresh money. And we need to make it more safe and secure to come into the crypto space, and more convenient. And we are trying to do our part in this. So let's hope we do a good job, and yeah, let's see where it takes us.
Yes, so as I said in the beginning, Rasmus is a great speaker. Actually, nothing more to add. Besides, I'm pretty proud about the fiat on-ramp and off-ramp we've built so far, that people can buy in with credit card, with transfer, with crypto. And right now, our token is not launched on a decentralized exchange or on a centralized exchange, but it is available on our platform. We definitely want to move forward into the direction regarding marketing, retail marketing, and regards regulations. What's right now a bit unclear, where we are just kind of working all together to have a secure framework for everyone. Transparency. Right now we have our centralized platform, and as you know, later we will have it decentralized. basically the combinance of both of it, that it saves investors and also that it gives regulatory, I would say, clearance and yeah, this is something we are keen to work towards too, and I'm pretty amazed about what's going to happen in the future in the crypto space and how we will be part of it.
I really just want to thank, the community that, this has been incredibly trying times in, not just the crypto market, but the world. And, back from Thor Starter, the original, launch phase, we have some loyal, patient, dedicated, positive community members, and some really big questions just got answered today, and I'm just so happy that they get to see who has been head down and building this whole time, and I'm just looking forward to seeing what comes. If these guys can power through and do what they have done over the past 6 to 8 months during all this stuff, I can only imagine what it's going to look like when the wind gets blown into all of our sails.
I love that. Really well said. So to sum it up, and I think this says it quite well, you've got a company that doesn't say will we, it says when we. A company that, in Rasmus's own words, is relentlessly into incrementalism. In other words, small steps every single day that lead to a future that they are prepared for. And if they're not prepared for, they will build the plane as they fly through. That Joel has reminded us that it's the importance of the retail market, that they're making more convenient for you, that regulation is at the forefront of everything they do, and transparency is incredibly important to the entire project. And what Prime Directive reminds us of is that this whole thing is for the people, by the people, and they're incredibly thankful to you, the people, for supporting them this far. I've been Jason Allan Scott. This has been Not Another Crypto Show. I want to thank you for every single one of you subscribing, you're listening. Your letters are incredible. Keep sending them over. We love reading them. We do try and stick to everything that you ask for. And we hope that you've got as much value out of the show as we did. And there will be a competition, and the details of that will be at the end of this episode that Jeff, our amazing producer, will be entering into the system. Thank you again, everyone. Dankjewel, Dankeschön. Thank you very much. I'm trying to work out the accents. There was a bit of German in there, so I'm going to say super, and thank you again.
Making a high-quality podcast like this one takes a lot of work. That's a fact. But not when you hire a podcast company. With our white glove experience, we handle everything for you. From guest outreach all the way through to publishing and promotion, we handle it all. You show up to hold great interviews and build relationships with your guests, and we take care of everything else. Podcasting is not just about the audience. Every podcast interview is the start of a new relationship. With a weekly podcast, you'd build relationships with 52 ideal partners or prospects through your podcast interviews over the next 12 months. Do you believe that 52 new relationships would help grow your business? We do. Contact Jason at apodcastcompany.com and let's talk.